What's up, ninjas? Welcome to Yoga with Dojo Cat. Today we're going to do a quick morning flow to get you energized, get you starting your day off on the right foot. Let's just get into it. We're going to begin in a child's pose. So you can come down to your mat, bring your knees wide and melt your hips down to your heels. Extend your arms out in front of you and let your head come to the mat. And you can rock your head side to side, massage your forehead, and let one shoulder dip at a time. And then come to stillness. And we're going to take some deep breaths here to set an intention. Now, you can set whatever intention you want for your day. Maybe you have a really busy day ahead of you and you need to get a lot of things done. Maybe your intention today is to have the energy to do that. So there's just a little idea for you. Inhaling through the nose, filling up the lungs, expanding the belly, and exhale slowly out through the mouth, making your exhale nice and long. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. One more time, inhaling to create space, and exhaling to release tension. Beautiful. You can come out of your child's pose, roll up and onto your belly. Bring your elbows underneath your shoulders, lifting your chest nice and strong off the mat. Pulling the crown of your head up to the sky. Pull your heels in together. Oh, hello. And release this Sphinx pose. Bring your heels up to your bum. And you can reach back one hand at a time to grab onto the tops of your feet. And then when you're ready, push your feet into your hands for bow pose. If this is too intense and you can't quite reach your feet, feel free to just keep them extended and reach back with your hands. And release your bow. Plant your hands. Lift your hips to the sky for downward facing dog. Pedal your feet one at a time, turning your hips over. And then when you're ready, you can find some stillness. Relax your head in between your biceps. Make sure your fingers are spread nice and wide. Your weight is nice and even between your hands and your feet. And then from here, we'll get into our flow. Inhale the left leg to the sky. Exhale, step in between your hands. Pivot your back foot so that it's parallel. And rise up for warrior one. So in this pose, you're actively trying to pull your rear hip forward and your lead hip backwards. Trying to make your hips square to the front of your mat. So you can't resist a little kitty belly scratch. And it's just right there. Keep a bend in that front leg. Actively pressing that knee outwards. Deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. And we'll reverse our warrior. Keep that bend in that front leg. You can take your right hand to the back of the thigh or behind your lower back. And just lean back with that left hand. For a nice side body stretch here. Your mind is probably wandering to all the things you have to do today. Let's try to keep it on the mat. How your body feels in the pose and on your breath. All else fails, focus on that breath. Release this pose, coming back into warrior one. Then we're going to sweep our hands behind us, interlock your fingers, pull your shoulders open. Option to stay right here, or take a deep breath in and exhale, fold forward over that leg for peaceful warrior. Bringing your knuckles up to the sky. Just note in this pose, you're not resting your torso on that leg, you're hovering above it, really engaging the core and helping those legs get strong. Couple more breaths. And release this pose, bringing those arms parallel, straighten the front leg, shift your torso forward, and then tip forward, dropping that left hand onto the left shin, right arm extended to the sky for our triangle pose. If you can't quite reach your shin and you can only reach like just below the knee, that's okay. Also, if you need to put a bend in that leg, do it. Do what makes you feel good. We are here just to move our bodies and to feel really nice. Beautiful. Release that pose, coming all the way up, hands on your hips. Turn your hips to face the wide part of your mat. Take a second here to fix my hair. It feels like it's everywhere. A lens may going on today. Inhale your hands to the sky. Exhale, hinge forward at the hips, meeting in a wide-legged forward fold. You can keep your hands just resting on the mat underneath your shoulders if you like. You can tuck them into your elbows and just hang, swaying back and forth. Or if you'd like a deeper stretch, bring your hands to the mat and then crawl them backwards. So you're pulling your chest towards your thighs. Beautiful. Release this pose, hands on your hips, engage your core, rise all the way back up. And now we're going to take that to the right. So you're going to turn that right foot so that it's facing the short part of your mat. Keep that left foot parallel. Turn your hips to the square towards the back of your mat. Inhale, hands to the sky. Bend that front leg. Warrior one. Bringing your mind to your breath. Nothing else matters except you on your mat and how you feel right now. And reverse your warrior, taking that bind or relaxing the hand on your thigh. Lean backwards. Release the pose, coming back into warrior one. Deep breath in. Exhale, sweep your hands behind you. Interlock your fingers, pull your shoulders open. Again, stay right here if this feels good. Or join me by inhaling and exhaling, hinging forward over top of that bent leg. Really feeling strong in that lead leg. Release your fingertips, rise up, bring those arms parallel, straighten the front leg, shift forward, drop the right hand to the right shin, take the gaze up over the left hand. Triangle. You have to forgive me, I'm tired. I've already trained for 2 hours today. So we're keeping this one short, sweet, and energized. One more breath in. And on your exhale, rise back up, hands on your hips. Turn your hips towards the wide part of your mat, toes facing forward. Inhale, hands to the sky. Exhale, hinging at the hips, wide-legged forward fold. And all together, we'll take a deep breath in and exhale. And then on your next inhale, we're going to slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time. And when you hit the top, you're going to roll your shoulders up and down away from your ears. Bring your feet in together. We're going to do a balancing pose here. Balancing poses are amazing for the core. Core strength affects everything, not only your overall strength, but your endurance for your sport, whatever it is. And who doesn't want to be strong? Sometimes I'm like, why are people watching this? Okay, balancing pose. Okay, we're gonna go into eagle pose. So I'm just gonna turn to the side so you guys can see the pose. Okay, but we're gonna start on the right side. We'll bring our arms parallel. Nice T position. Then we're gonna sweep the right hand underneath the left and wrap our arms around each other. Ideally going palm to palm, but if you can't, I can't quite get there either. That's okay. If you can only hold on to the pad of your thumb, that's fine. Okay, and then we're gonna lift those elbows up nice and high. Option to stay right here. If you'd like to add the balance portion to it, put your weight into that right foot, pick up the left leg, wrap it around that right leg, and ideally in a perfect world, you can get this left foot wrapped around that calf, but that is asking a lot for me personally. Also, if you struggle with your balance, you can feel free to use those left toes as a kickstand too. So whatever you need. It is, first thing in the morning, maybe we haven't had our coffee yet. Okay, but sinking down, you're sitting in a little invisible chair, you're lifting those elbows up nice and high, and you're focusing on that breath, squeezing the core, maybe finding something ahead of you to focus on to help with your balance. Beautiful. Straighten the leg, unwind your foot, bringing it back to the mat. Unwind your arms, bringing them to a T. Bring your hands together at the top, and then bring your hands down beside your hips. Okay, we'll take that to the other side. We'll just turn so you can see on that side. You just stay where you are. Okay, arms out to a T, sweeping the left hand underneath the right this time. Palm to palm or to thumb. The weight is in your left foot this time, picking up that right leg, wrapping it around the left. Oh, my balance is not great on this side, so that's just something to keep in mind too, right? Your balance is going to be different on one side, that's normal. So not only flexibility, but dominant side versus non-dominant side, and strength. Wrapping that right leg around the left one, sitting in your chair, lifting the elbows nice and high. Find your focus. Focus that breath. Maybe you want to try to sit a little deeper. Ooh. And release, bringing your toes to match on the mat, unwinding your arms, bringing your hands together at the top. Move down beside your hips. Roll your shoulders a couple times, going backwards and forwards. Amazing work. Bring your feet about as wide as your yoga mat, toes pointed outward, or you're just gonna sit in a nice little Garland squat. That practice my knee. You'll hear that all the time if you're a regular viewer of my channel. So in our little yogi squat here, Your weight's going to be in your heels. You're tucking your tailbone underneath here. You should be able to lift your toes and wiggle them. And if you need a deeper stretch, take those elbows inside your knees and press open. Oh, also really important, nice long spine here. We don't want any rounding in the shoulders. There are times when we need that rounding, but this is not one of those times. We want our spines to be nice and long and lean. This is really uncomfortable. Bring your mind to your breath. Inhaling to create space in those uncomfortable areas. Exhaling to release that tension. Beautiful. One more breath, all together. And exhale. Beautiful. We're gonna sit all the way onto our bums. Straighten those legs out in front of you, and then pedal your knees out. All right. Beautiful. We're going to do one more pose here to get your body nice and energized for the day, get our core work in. We'll go into our boat pose. I'll show you a couple variations. If you are brand new or still working on your core strength, you're just going to keep your heels on the mat. You're going to take your hands behind your knees here, and you're just going to lean back until you feel your core engage. Okay, you can hold it right here. If you want to bump it up from here, bring those legs parallel to your mat, extend your arms out. Okay, if you want to bump it up even more, straighten your legs as much as you can. Oh, I'm shaking from here already. Don't forget to breathe. Don't hold your breath. Don't want to raise any blood pressure. If you're shaking, that's a good thing. I'm shaking. Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Bring those heels to the mat. Extend your arms out in front of you. Roll back onto the mat, one vertebrae at a time. Bring your heels up to your bum. Arms out to a T or a cactus if you don't have the space. Bring your knees up to your chest. Drop them over to the left. Turn your gaze over that right shoulder. Try to keep that right shoulder pinned to the mat. If you find that you're having trouble maintaining that connection between your shoulder and the mat, just take some pillows or a block and stack them underneath your knees. And then slowly you can maybe put one pillow or the block on the lower setting, and then eventually you'll be able to keep that shoulder to the mat while getting that nice full rotation. It's all about progression, right? And there's nothing wrong with using props. Props are amazing for not only tracking process, but if you need help in any pose, take it. Life is hard enough as it is. We don't need to make it harder for ourselves, especially if we need the help. Bring those knees back to center. Deep breath in. Exhale to the right. Gaze over that left shoulder. Oh boy. She's bringing her joy. Okay, can I have 1 minute, please? And bring your knees back to center. And we are just going to come into a comfortable seated position. I'm going to sit on my knees today. If you want to sit cross-legged in easy pose, go ahead and do that. From here, we are going to put one hand on our chest and one hand on our belly, and we're going to bring your mind right back to that breath. So if you like, you can close your eyes with me. Clear your mind, go inward, and just bring your focus to your breath. If you need, you can count your breaths out. I like to count to 4 when I'm inhaling, when I'm holding my breath, when I'm exhaling. But any number is good for you if you like. And if you just feel your mind wandering, just bring it back to that breath. One more time, inhaling, exhaling. And just bring your mind back to the intention that you set at the beginning of this flow. Whatever it was, for me, it was, I have a list of stuff to do. I'm gonna get it done. I'm gonna find the energy and the strength to get everything done. Beautiful. You can bring your hands down to your thighs and slowly blink your eyes open. And that is it for today. Thank you so much for joining me. If you liked this flow, please like and subscribe. I would love to have you in my little dojo. Also, you should like and subscribe. My cat brought this toy for you. So you don't want to disappoint her, do you? Do you? If you want to follow me on social media, you can find me on Instagram at dojocat713. That's where I post my jujitsu and kickboxing stuff. I'm going to get better at social media. Right now I'm not posting that much, but I will. And there are so many exciting things coming, so stay tuned. I can't wait to share what I have planned. It's going to be great. And as always, if there's anything that you want to work on, maybe you have sore shoulders, maybe your calf muscles get really tight, let me know in the comments and I will make sure that I add something into the next video for you. I will see you guys next time. Os.